Puerto Rico is part of the United States and they have no running water. Watch this.
Here's something you should know about. There is a serious infrastructure problem failing the people of Puerto Rico as we speak. For years, it was the island's chronic blackouts and electricity issues that you read about in the headlines and watched on our TV screens. Right now, it is water, or lack thereof. Tens of thousands of Puerto Ricans are in the middle of a water crisis that is so bad that the National Guard has been mobilized. Many people across the island, including in the capital of San Juan, have been without running water for days and even weeks at a time as the summer heat gets stickier and hotter. And residents say they're not getting much information from their government. The lack of resources and desperation for water has called for some creative solutions, like giant milk tankers that have been sanitized and repurposed to make water deliveries. Many residents are being forced to travel to water filling stations in specific areas. They call them oases, and they rely on the water collected from these oases to cook and to shower and to flush their toilets. Local community leaders for poorer neighborhoods across San Juan say people have been hospitalized over the water shortages. Others are struggling to physically even access it. So what is causing this? The answer is complicated. Drought, of course, has been a factor affecting the reservoirs and the rivers and the treatment plants being used to serve more than 3 million residents. But one of the main issues is Puerto Rico's aging pipes and water systems, specifically a recent rupture in one of the aqueducts. This is the most recent pipeline break, which has been impacting water flow for tens of thousands of residents since last week. And joining me now is David Ramos. He has been living in Puerto Rico for 35 years in the city of Caguas, about 30 minutes from San Juan. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Jacob. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Talk to me about your current situation. I understand that you have got a water tank on top of your house. How have you been filling it up? How long does it last?
Okay. Luckily for me, we have a water tank on top of my house, and we have to call a private company in order to have it filled up. As a matter of fact, that's my water tank right there. And, and it's a 500-gallon tank, which we have to fill up just about every week and a half, and which cost me close to $300 to fill it up. And it only lasts for about a week, like I mentioned. And I've been without water service for about 2 weeks. And it's amazing how, or ironic, how we live on an island surrounded by water, and yet we have no water. And I've known of people who have gone close to over 40 days without water service. And they don't have the economic capacity to purchase a water tank. So they depend on the water oasis, where they have to go with little plastic water bottles, and hardly enough for them to cook, flush the toilets, take a bath. And it's sad to see how many people have been affected by this lack of maintenance.
David, I was thinking about, I mean, you have resources to have this water tank and pay hundreds of dollars for it, but people are praying for rain right now, you told us, so that they can collect something to bathe, even get their toilets to flush. What is the psychological toll that it has taken on people there?
Yeah, I'm one of the people that are waiting for it to rain, but it hasn't rained in about 2 weeks also to top the worsen the matters up. And here we have a picture of people who are desperate, lining up, most of them after waiting so long for their turn to get up to the water tank. They find out that there's no more water for them to collect, since the water tanks are empty and they have to wait for another one to show up. So people are upset, people are mad, people are depressed, getting even sick and having to go to the hospitals, because most of this water, even though they come in those tanks, they tend to be not very sanitized for them, and they end up having stomach problems. So they have to go to the hospital and get treated for that. Very sad, a very depressing moment in Puerto Rico.
Particularly, David, on an island where nearly 40% of the residents live below the poverty line. This is in the United States of America. David Ramos, longtime resident of Puerto Rico, very grateful you have come on to talk about what's happening to yourself and your neighbors and your fellow Puerto Ricans.
All praises to the Most High. I used to collect rainwater to water my garden, and I'm going to begin again on Friday. We're going to have a rainstorm in Virginia, and I'm going to do this again for my garden as well as for my toilet flushing. I never thought about not being able to flush your toilets. So I hope you guys are paying attention to what's really going on out here. And the United States media is not telling us the truth of what's really going on. Puerto Rico is part of the United States. It's one of our territories. And the whole island doesn't have running water. They're praying for rain. I need to look up some rain dances and learn them. I'm not laughing at this situation. This is actually really sad. It's just that everything is crumbling. No one's paying attention. And they are trying to distract us with foolishness. Gather some water, you guys. You can live without food for 30 days, but you can't live without water for 3. Please think about your animals. All praises to the Most High.